The Power of Now, Summary, Chapter 1. This book is by Eckhart Tolle. Tolle tells people to look inside themselves, like in the parable of the beggar sitting in an old box for years and didn't realize gold was inside it. People who haven't found peace and radiant joy are beggars, like in the parable. Enlightenment is a natural state of oneness with all creation. It can't be destroyed or measured. Your presence is your being. Descartes said, "I think, therefore I am," but he confused being with a thinking mind and based his identity in thought. Thought is only a small part of intelligence. All essential things like beauty, creativity, and love come from outside the mind. The ego doesn't consider the present moment. The ego criticizes the present by keeping the past in mind. Scientists are often not creative because they can't stop their thoughts. Those who are out of touch with their feelings will have their emotions show up physically in some way, usually through an illness. There's a lot of research on this. There are two types of pain, the pain of the present and the pain that the mind clings to from the past. Chapter 2. The self often creates suffering that comes from resistance to the present. Accepting the present moment frees people of despair. Time and the mind are connected. The mind obscures one's true nature. People accumulate pain from the past when they don't live in the present moment. This is known as the pain body, one of the main lessons in this book. The pain body can take over a person subconsciously and live through a person, feeding on someone like a parasite, which makes one crave more pain, ironically. The pain body is a fragment of life energy that has gone away from one's energy field and goes against life. The pain can transmute into consciousness, which leads to wholeness. The pain body is not your identity. The present moment can be dealt with, but not the future. Fear comes about because the ego is afraid of dying. The need to be correct and prove others wrong is a fear of death because the ego dies when it's wrong. The sense of self doesn't come from the ego. Most people live in fear because they live in the mind. Feeling incomplete or lacking wholeness is a sign that the ego is present. In unconscious cases, it shows up as a feeling of unworthiness. Identifying with groups or social identities is not the true you. Death gets rid of anything that is not the real you. Chapter 3. When time is removed from the mind, one is set free from the trap of the mind. The past gives people an identity, and the future gives people a false sense of salvation. Both the past and the future are illusions. The present moment takes people into a state of being. The present frees people of problems and thinking. When people have a strong emotional reaction to something, they are often unconscious in that moment. However, clock time is vital for learning from the past and setting goals. The past happens again because of a lack of presence. Actual change is rare. One's life situation is based in psychological time. When people set a goal, they are utilizing clock time in that moment. Denying the current moment causes negativity. Unforgiveness happens when people won't let go of the past. What people think of as their life is undoubtedly their life situation. Denying the past blocks happiness. Figure out if you are facing a problem at the moment. Use the 5 senses to step into the present. Only situations exist, not problems. When people create problems, they produce pain. Failure and success won't change who you are. Chapter 4. How people deal with challenging life situations indicates how conscious they are. Anger, fear, aggression, and low mood are signs of unconsciousness. When people get their inner state correct, their outer conditions also become well. Your energy is so powerful that it affects everyone around you, so be aware of the power you give off. Unhappiness permeates life quickly, more so than a physical disorder, so don't pollute your spiritual state. When people complain about anything from one's life situation or other people, they enter victimhood and stray from the present. One must either leave a problem, accept it, or change it. Some action is better than none when dealing with long-term problems. Surrender is a form of strength that frees one from a situation. Go with the energy flow of the moment. If you want to be lazy consciously, without beating yourself up. A lot of people wait their whole lives to start living. All this waiting creates conflict between the present moment and the future. People can focus on the future, but only take steps towards it right now. The past ceases to exist in one's presence, but can't survive when one is absent from the present moment. Chapter 5. People react to nature automatically at times and don't see its true essence and beauty, just as they don't see that within themselves. Being becomes conscious of itself when there is presence. A collective, egoic mind is very dangerous and destructive. Drugs help suppress the mind, making people dysfunctional but less dangerous. Tolle believes a new consciousness is rising on the planet. Eternity means no time. It doesn't mean endless time. Thanks for watching. The next part is coming soon.